always want to stay. Yeah. Yeah. And nobody else still. What the hell? What the heck? Oh. For you.
It's 2.
It's by your crows.
Thank you, I see it.
Okay. And let me start shuffling these. You can go.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to TFT, Tarot for Today, Divine Dabblings with
Oberon.
me, Banshee. Welcome to the show. Post TFT's Super Tarot Love Month.
We made it.
Spring is springing. Woohoo! This is meteorological spring. It's not actual spring, but March 1st is meteorological spring. Oh, hi, Spirit. Hi, Christine. I'm glad you are feeling better. Woohoo.
Good news. So, Sunny is here with us, too, as you can see.
All right. Let's see. Let me get your question. Oops. If this thing will let me. There we go. All right. We've got that. Hi, Ari. Oh man, I'm so looking forward to spring. It's beautiful today. The blue sky was just awesome out here. Wow. I went out just briefly this morning. All right, well, we are starting off with, hi, Jasmina. Yeah, you guys hold off. I'll get the list done, but everybody's starting to come in now. So
The Seasons of the Witch Ostara Oracle. And, of course, Ostara is the pagan-ish name for spring equinox.
It's meteorological spring, so
Today, right. So you're going to start early.
Starting.
Why not?
We're starting. It's going to get up to 60 this week here, so at some point.
Ooh-hoo.
So I'm looking forward to that.
And that's very awesome for us.
Happy March. I'm so thrilled.
That's
so
right.
See,
Happy
after
March.
Ari came Jasmina. All right. Could you get Celie on the list, or I won't get through this?
Sure, I will. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Hi, Celie. Thank you.
All is well. Yeah, you will be added to the list. No worries. Mr. O is doing that.
Mr. O will also show the card, too, probably.
Oh, the only problem is, oh, there we go. Okay.
Uh-huh.
All right. Mr. O, let me make sure about this. I don't know if some have reversals or not. I don't think they do, so go ahead and pull one. Sacred Circle. Oops. Number 34.
Number 34, Sacred Circle.
All right.
A dive into the depths of the unknown within. It beckons your becoming. I probably didn't phrase that exactly right, but
The circle represents a never-ending journey that has no start and no end. What we like to say, who practice, pagan paths, is a circle has no beginning and is never ending. The wheel of the year is like a circle and continues to revolve year after year, with each revolution offering another chance to dive deeper into spiritual discovery. There will always be room to grow, evolve, adapt, express, and thus your capacity for growth is infinite. This card represents an opportunity to go deeper, to look beyond what you know, and consider all things that you may yet to discover. For current relationship, this card can mean getting to know your partner as they are today instead of expecting them to be who they were in the past. If you're ending a relationship, this card is a confirmation that someone new will appear much sooner than you think. This relationship can be intimate, regarding a friend or even a business partnership. And it's funny because I always feel when you close the door on something, whether it's work or a relationship, etc., a new door almost immediately opens. But you got to make sure you're totally shutting that door. In career or finance, any disruptions will only be temporary inconveniences. You'll experience a pause just long enough to fully close one door before opening another. Perhaps this is your chance to discover fresh trends and try different ideas. If your question is about finding purpose or clarity, you're invited to walk a completely different path from what you already know. Ultimately, this card has appeared to guide you towards something entirely new. And, life is a journey. It's a story that's just, that is a circle in a way. We revolve around the year. We revolve around our birthdays. We revolve around the various initiatory experiences we go through in life. For example, if you are on a certain Christian or Catholic path, you go through baptism, you go through communion, you go through these different phases in life. And, when you are, and otherwise in normal everyday life, we have things like school. You have an elementary school. You have, what did I do? I went elementary school to high school to college. Some people, go to preschool and kindergarten, which is a whole pre-elementary school track. And then they go to junior high. I missed all that, I missed all those different phases. So we all go through particular cycles in our life. And this is a time to begin a new cycle. And what better time with the beginning of a new year, with Aries season almost upon us, which is, of course, the astrological start of the new year. So.
Hi, Zach. Hi, Kara.
Anything to add to that, Mr. O?
No, I liked what you said. A circle with no ending or no beginning.
Well, thank you for keeping the list. I only wish you could keep the questions too, but that's okay. So I see Aries here.
Okay, well, thanks for asking for my opinion
so
anyway.
Why don't you talk about some shows, because I have some work to do here. How about that?
A moment ago, you asked me to talk about the card, then
you
cut me off.
But you said you didn't have anything, so I went on.
No, I didn't say that.
Go on then.
I'm looking for my bicker button. At any rate, wonderful people here. We are back on Thursday for a regular live stream. That's from 7 to 9 p.m. And this Saturday, we will be back for our regular happy hour, and that's at 10 a.m. All signs are clear. I'm not working that day, so happy hour returns to its normal time of 10 o'clock. Earlier today, Banshee's Material Matters was really hot, and it's already climbing up the ratings there, so check it out. It's a complete reading for the signs of the zodiac, good for the entire week, helps you find your tarot keys to success in business, education, and finance. Well, how was that?
That was great. I'm pretty much where I need to be. There's just a few I don't have, but we can move on.
He was
awesome.
nice for a minute there. Mm-hmm.
What?
I was talking to Jackie.
Oh, okay. So I didn't miss anybody else, right? You got everybody who came in. So this
Well, I
is
mentioned
Susan.
Kara, but I didn't get her on the list
I got
because
her. I'm going to post the list in a second. Okay, I know where we're at.
and I had to refresh her camera view because it looked like it was stuttering a little bit, but I think it's better now.
Jackie is up first, and
All
Jackie's
right.
question is the coming week, oh, I must have missed something here. How'd that happen? That's really weird. So I
How
assume is the
indeed.
coming week good for restarting my project?
All
I'm
right.
going to assume it's that because I believe that's the gist of it. I had it's the coming week for restarting my project.
Well, I'm going to use my Universal Folk Tarot.
Yeah, I have switched up decks majorly here.
I brought out a lot today.
I only have the Haiku deck or the Floating Worlds deck from last time. Everything else is different.
Oh, poo-poo.
Including, I think, most of the oracles, except for the Forest of Enchantment. I kept that one. I have the Dreaming Way Lenormand, and Mr. O is using the Sweet Blossoms Lenormand today. And Sonny is gone. Huh.
He was holding
He's going to
court.
want to come back and jump on the table, I think.
Yeah.
He was itching to do it. So this doesn't work as far as that goes, but I like this. I like this situation
All right.
here.
And your first card is the upright Ace of Wands. And then it's the upright Four of Wands.
Wow.
And then it's the reversed Four of Pentacles.
Wow.
So that's interesting.
I think it's very interesting. Let me throw the Lenormand on this. Well, we have the clouds in your coffee, and the heart. All right. Gosh, Jackie, you know, the Ace of Wands right there says beginning something, whether you are restarting a project or beginning something new, could be favored at this time. There's positive vibes for success with starting something new. Of course, you're going to have to put some work into it, but I feel like it's going to bring you joy. When I look at that Four of Wands in the middle, I think it's going to bring you joy to do this, to get this going again. So, you know, it looks really good for doing it. And if there's any, you know, kind of things that could get in the way of it, I think that's why that Four of Pentacles is here reversed. I'm just going right through because it's so easy for me. It's so cut and dry. That Four of Pentacles reversed indicates to me that if there are things that are getting in the way of you working on this that aren't important, it's time to let them go. If they are not valuable things, let them go. But if there are some other things that you really think you've got to kind of address, either find ways to work them into your workflow or get them done first and then get this project started.
A superior reading. I couldn't agree more. And I almost feel like the Four Wands suggests that maybe this is something related to your home too. So these are projects around the home.
Hi, Shirley.
Hi, Shirley. So home repairs possibly, and I know we've talked about before. So when I look at that final card, then the reverse Four of Pentacles, I get the feeling like this says that there's maybe more, you know, financial reserves or material reserves that are called into question here. Either, you know, things cost more, or you have to, you know, contribute more, or something like that. So that's what I'm kind of feeling there. But I feel that ultimately these are very successful projects. Just you have to put your money where you need to put them. Hi, Sonny.
Look who's back. Come on up here. Come on. There he is. Our little buddy. Yeah.
So, did you do the Lenormand?
I did not. I stopped there. I would say this. So, the thing is, make sure you are, your heart is really into this. There's no doubts in your mind. There's no second guessing yourself. Make sure you really are into what you're doing, and I think it'll be successful.
Yes, that too is pretty clear, just like the above is really um, pay strong attention to how you really feel too instinctually if there's something that's really bothering you or not quite clear, and you may be able to discern it better, especially like she says if your heart's really into it.
Um, all right, you sure can. I'll get that question. Thank you.
All right.
All right, so we are now on Libra, and Libra wants to know what's coming towards me. I'll get my deck in just a moment. Oopsie, what happened there? I know why. Okay. And alrighty. And I am going to use I have something old, something new right at the beginning. Well, something old and something new I'm going to use during this show. So something old is my Tarot of the Moon Garden. I finally found it. I have been looking for it forever, it seems like.
But we had used it a couple years ago
We did,
once or twice.
but that's what I mean. It's been MIA for a while.
So where was it?
Well, first off, it was in a wrap, so I didn't realize where it was.
Ah.
So I found it.
Well, that's nice.
I counted all the cards to make sure they're there. It's a beautiful little deck.
All right. Thank you, Zach,
like
for your question.
One more shuffle. I make sure I shuffled all of these decks I put in here.
You're welcome, Jackie.
And mixed them up real good, I hope. Alrighty. What's coming towards Libra is justice, upright, vindication. Something righteous happens, Libra. I think what's coming towards you is you are right about something all along, or your actions were correct. Somebody might be questioning something you said, did, etc. If you had any legal issues going on, obviously there's favorability here. Some wrong may be righted. You're just going to feel vindicated. I'll leave the rest to you. It also could, I would say this, it could also just indicate that there is a lot of more balance and stability coming your way than maybe you've experienced lately.
All right. Well, I can't deny this, that, it feels that way too. There's always the possibility that, there's a particular legal thing happening for you that you might have to go to court over, speeding or parking ticket or something like that. But usually those don't seem to be big things. They're just part of our everyday schedule. So this could be the time for you to reflect on whether you yourself are being fair with certain dealings with situations, or if maybe you're reflecting on where the ramifications of a decision go to from here. You might actually feel like something provides some feedback to say that, yeah, like Banshee said, you were right all along.
So why is this important? The Page of Wands reversed, the Page of Staffs. Well, why is this important? It seems to me because somebody read something the wrong way. I get the feeling, read your intentions the wrong way. And why am I saying with the Page of Wands is because oftentimes that page is a messenger. And so I get the feeling here that they got the wrong message from you. And, so now, maybe you're going to get some vindication as you straighten this out.
So it is about, something that was misunderstood somehow.
Yeah.
The interesting thing, of course, is that it almost feels like it shouldn't have mattered this much. So somebody may be making more of this than what is necessary, which is why the Justice card falls there. And so hopefully it doesn't mean like this kind of a disagreement or something really, splits people apart or really leaves a bitter taste in people's mouth. And so maybe that's why it's important that you realize that that is a possibility. And so somebody may need a cooling off from a tantrum they're having or will have.
So
Where
where
we'll
are
go.
things headed? Well, interesting. It's the High Priestess reversed. Well, this may make you question your judgment or your intuition here in some way. I'm not exactly sure how. I mean, in that you maybe thought, you were clear in what you were saying or doing, and, that this misunderstanding shouldn't have taken place. So you're really questioning your own judgment as to maybe, not just, that the person took it wrong. Because you got to remember here, Libra, there is always two sides to an issue. And so why did they take it wrong? Could you have said something better? Could you have done something a different way? So I kind of feel here with the High Priestess, you have some doubts. You're doubting yourself a little bit ultimately. But ultimately, I do think you'll grow from this experience.
Yeah, it's good to be able to give yourself a little bit of slack here because it may feel like, not only do you want to doubt yourself, but maybe you might feel that now you're not as sure to trust your judgment in certain respects or trust the underlying instincts, maybe. So, this is a moment for you to also reflect on that and maybe consider, that too. We're all fallible, sometimes, even the great Obi-Wan. Boy, have I been wrong about some things. All right, so here's our Lenormand, and they are maybe curious. The first one is the coffin,
Ooh, that's okay.
and the second one is the dog.
Oh, wow. I hate to say it. You know,
Well, is there something about maybe this particular situation having a bad end? If it's a friendship or a relationship
it
of
might
some
be
sort?
an amicable ending ultimately, though, that maybe you just, both parties decide that, we can't work together or whatever. So I don't know if this is with friends or family or something particular that needs to be worked on. It sure seems weird to me, because this could somehow, when all is said and done, involve the loss of a friendship. But ultimately, you're still going to feel like you've done the right thing here, or that you were vindicated in some way. So, I don't know. It's very confusing.
Um, Hi, Roberto. We can add you to the list.
Yeah.
It's not closed yet. Yeah, this is pretty interesting. I don't know if I covered it fully, but um, something could really change, as in, kind of like a cessation in this situation. I don't. You didn't think it was like a physical thing, did you? No.
I didn't at the
Okay,
time.
I don't either, but
Yeah.
it's
I
always
still don't.
interesting to mention it possibly. But
Yeah,
no, it
I
feels like
agree.
more because of the quality of that dog there, the loyalty, the friendship thing. So this could be saying, you have to be careful if that friendship means that much to you too. But it could also indicate that maybe it'll just be for a period of time. It's not totally clear it's forever. I don't know. Death is forever, I guess. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Or I wonder, uh, I can't rule this out either, Libra, as a caveat here. With those Lenormand, I kind of wonder if. Oh, Olympia's here. Okay.
I'm adding them.
Thank you.
Hi,
And
Olympia.
change the
We got
number.
you.
Change the number. Okay.
I did.
I kind of wonder here if it's possible that this writing itself could mean that the end of a friendship is over. Maybe there's somebody that you have parted ways with that suddenly this becomes resolved, because you were right all along, something was misinterpreted, and they have come back to, and maybe there's been some resolution.
I can see that.
I can't rule that out here. I can't rule that out. So it's one way or another. You're either going to gain a friend back or you're going to lose a friend. I'm sorry.
Yes, we have added both Roberto and Olympia.
Yeah, guys, you got to give me a minute. When we're in the middle of a reading, I can't repost the list. So I will get to it.
All right, and so thank you.
And I think I've got it here.
Libra, I hope that was helpful. It is interesting.
Okay. Let's see what I've got.
I want
here.
sunshine.
Hold on, please.
Mm-hmm.
And it's your deck, so you can go ahead.
Yes.
Sunshine's question is what's coming towards me while I get this next question in.
Okay.
I wanted to do.
Hi, Sunshine. And I'm going to use my Barbieri Tarot. And just in case people didn't know, Banshee and I do use a lot of different decks, and we like to mention their names because a big part of what we do is, in our own way, is kind of showcasing the beauty of the art of tarot too. That
the artistry.
we patronize these guys by buying and using these materials, and so we want to share that. And we're blessed that we have such a large number of decks to use.
Which will probably be whittling some down. So there may be a used deck giveaway sometime in the spring, probably later spring, because I am bound and determined to do quite a bit of spring cleaning this year. So hopefully as I get my decks and other things like that in order too, I will be coming up with some stuff.
So this is your reading.
This is my reading.
What's coming towards me? Okay, so it's the Lovers, and it's upright. So the Lovers could be the obvious idea that there is maybe a relationship, but more likely it talks about the possibility of having to choose within the structure of relationships or situations that have strong emotional pulls for you one way or the other.
Well, the Lovers upright could indicate a relationship is coming towards you. It's possible. So we can't rule that out. We could also say about the Lovers that maybe a decision or a move or choice might be weighing on you soon because it may involve people that you love, whether it's family, friends. Sometimes even when you make a choice, for example, to leave a job you love for something better, and you get along with everybody there, it's a choice that, kind of pulls at your heartstrings a little bit, because you love who you're leaving behind. Sometimes we have to make those hard choices. So I do think it could be something like that too. So why is this important?
And it's the reversed Tower.
Oh. Well, there's another reason why what the Lovers could be here. All right, so why is this important? The Tower reversed indicates some crisis, whether it hasn't happened yet, may come up. And when I say a crisis, it will affect your world in some way, but I mean, it doesn't have to be life and death sort of thing, but it could be feeling kind of shocking. So the thing is, or surprising. So the thing is, when it's reversed, it's saying there are lessons that you should have taken away from this, but you're not getting. So if this hasn't happened yet, that's why you're going to have to learn, you're going to have to be careful of the choices and decisions you make going forward. If it has happened already, then you really have to move carefully and make the right moves, choices, and decisions for yourself based on what you learned from this experience.
Well, tower moments or tower time moments are
Yeah.
rarely really predictable. In hindsight, we realize that the signs were there all along, perhaps, but we just weren't able to react to that. And so a world comes crashing down that maybe didn't have to, but we were unable to see what was happening. This could be saying too that um, although you have a choice, you may take a choice that could have really bad ramifications, and so you have to be aware that um, it may not be easy to extricate yourself. Is another way of looking at the lessons part of the tower. That being able to learn or repair may not be easy for some reason in this particular situation.
All right, so where are things headed?
And it's the reversed Eight of Swords. So there's a sense of a
That's good.
liberation, but it is probably in the wake of the destruction of some things in your ego or some things in your relationship with people that you felt were a facade or were phony, and that you felt you moved away from, but maybe now you question why that happened to you. And could you have known it? You should have, is what the cards say, but for some reason you may have let yourself not see it.
Yeah, I'm getting a little bit of a different perspective
Okay.
here. Well, only in that maybe the tower is here and the lovers is here because this may have happened a while ago, this tower moment, but you didn't take away some really key important lessons. And so, what's that last card again?
The Eight of Swords reversed.
Yeah. And so, with the lovers here, you're going to really now make some better choices for yourself. You realize something you did not work out right, and you were going to go forward making better choices. Geez, I don't know if that makes sense. And then with this, I feel like you're going to be feeling more empowered when all is said and done. Because finally, it almost feels to me like, in a way, this is sunshine, right? Sunshine,
Mhm.
that something is repeating itself because when the tower comes in, sometimes that happens. If you don't take in the lessons you've learned, it will come back to haunt you again. So something might be here repeating itself, but I think you're going to make better choices this time. You're not going to let it go 3 times the charm. You're going to make better choices this time, and thus you will feel more empowered when all is said and done. That just hit me that way.
I like it.
And that's where I think I stand on those cards. Took me a while to really think about it. Okay.
Oh, rats, it's the mice. I spy with my little eye a man.
Well, 2 ways here, obviously, because sometimes we look at that as the significator card for you, whether
Sure.
you're a man or a woman. It does indicate that this will pass. There's going to be some stress caused by this, but this will pass. It's nothing that's going to leave a mark on you anymore because you're making better choices for yourself now. That's number one. Number two, maybe this whole situation involves someone else in your life who has caused you some stress and grief in the past. But I think that situation is going to pass by.
Well, right, and we've talked with you before about some of these, so we know what we may be talking about. I like that idea there. The mice, this too shall pass. They are minor problems, and so symbolically at least, the idea of that man with the spyglass that could be you in a way is not even looking at him. You're looking somewhere else. And so I just see that as a symbolic takeaway there.
Good
They're
point.
not going to be enough to worry about. My perhaps minor quibble with her is that I feel like we were talking about what is coming to you, but you're putting the idea of the tower in the past.
See what she says?
Okay, I stand corrected. I'm sorry about that.
It's okay.
Um,
Hey, you got to go with your feelings, you know?
well, maybe why it's important is because, of course, that's the realization from the past that it is a repeating thing, and you need to break that chain of repeating the same mistakes, perhaps. Okay, I guess I see it that way then, too.
Okay.
Bingo.
That's what we have for you. Good luck with that.
Thanks for the feedback.
And we are on Lena, and I have a question right here. What's coming my way in the next 3 months?
I'm a little yawny
I'm
here.
using the Lonely Planet Tarot. This is a new deck. It's got all
You're
kinds
welcome.
of locations from across the world matched to tarot cards. So
Yeah, it's very cool. I took a very minor peep at it, and I thought it was really cool.
very colorful. And I like the book because it talks about the locations and kind of gives you the flavor of them along with, you know, the interpretation of the cards. So who would think the Lonely Planet people would do a tarot? It's pretty interesting. Anyway. And it's not really the Lonely Planet Tarot. It is called the Travel Tarot. But it's by the Lonely Planet people.
I have a dabble of coffee left.
Mm-hmm. You're very welcome, Sunshine.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Selena, for 3 months, the High Priestess is here. Kusamo, Finland.
Yes, that's right, Zach. Lonely Planet does a lot of media about travel, not just TV, but also books and apparently tarot cards. High Priestess.
I did mix these up good, but lo and behold, we've got some major arcana here. The Emperor, Parc National Bemaraha.
Is this just a
Madagascar.
regular reading? This isn't yours, right?
Why would it be? It's 3 months.
Oh,
It's for 3 months.
I see. I'm sorry, I didn't read the whole sentence. Sorry. The Emperor. Proceed. Oh.
And the Ten of Pentacles, Tikal, Guatemala, reversed. Alrighty.
These are pretty too.
So for the next 3 months, geesh. You know, I think that, Lena, you are really going to be in tune with your inner wisdom. The High Priestess is here. I feel that you might have more vivid dreams or get some signs, synchronicities, things that maybe you'll even understand what they're trying to tell you. You want to put those out?
Yes, and I agree with that. And maybe it's tempting to sort of say like the first month, the second month, the third month. So,
Well, you can go there. I'm not.
well, you have suggested that in
I
the
have,
past,
but I
actually.
didn't line it up that way for me.
Oh, so only you can do that?
I said you can. Look at read it the way you want, but I'm not reading it. I didn't plan on reading it that
Why
way.
are you reading me the riot act,
I would have
Banshee?
said something to you.
Why are you attacking me? Lena, the High Priestess, above any other consideration about which month or whatever, does in fact mean that, you know, this is a period where maybe you are more in tune with your instinct or your inner judgment. Even if you don't necessarily feel you sense things, this still could refer to your sense of inner judgment that still operates from that point of view, that sometimes you may hear something and automatically realize you don't trust it. So this may signal this is coming to you a period where you feel you will have to do more of that in a way.
And so, you know, when I look at the Emperor indicates that this next 3 months, you're going to take more charge of things in your life. You're going to be more in control of things. And you're going to feel like, you know, that you're putting everything in the order they need to be in. It just seems as though, and also maybe it's possible that, I don't know what you do, Lena, in your job, but if it's possible, you might take a leadership role in something, maybe a new project that comes in or a workload that comes in. If there's anything involving delegation, you might get involved in that. But I really think this is more on a personal level for you. You're going to feel more in control of different elements in your life.
Well, let's face it too, Lena. The idea of that happening is maybe because of the high priestess, from what I said, the
I
idea
like that.
of being able to trust yourself innerly, even if it's not necessarily a psychic thing, just sensing that, your own judgment is pretty good, and being able to trust that gives you that confidence to be more of the emperor. Maybe that also extends to the idea too that when you have that air, others are more inclined to want to work with you than against you and feel like, you're a valuable partner to them as well.
Now, the Ten of Pentacles reversed says to me that there may be some family matters that crop up, with your family, nuclear family, etc. That need to be addressed. They need to be addressed. There may be some arguments. I don't know if this is over money or property. There may be just some arguments between people not getting along, questioning people's values and traditions possibly that come up. The other thing about this card is this is not a time to ignore your long-term future. I always tell people to live in the present, but with a little glancing eye on the future. We can't not prepare ourselves for, eventual problems. Like, for example, repairs that may come up, in your life. You may have to get a new car, etc. So be sure you're putting some money away.
I do get the feeling that Ten of Pentacles reverser speaks specifically to a situation like that that might show up where maybe you would like to borrow money from someone, but it's not a good time for that to happen, or vice versa. Maybe somebody would like you to assist them. But once again, there just seems to be not a good time for that to be. So watch for that. It could be like Banshee says that either or any of these parties needs, to figure out if they can budget better. It's not always easy to stay. Things are
Oh, it's
pretty
not.
rampant with inflation. We understand that. But this is warning of that possibility of a need or necessity. So watch for that if you can. Now with the Lenormand.
So that's the child and the stork.
Right.
So there may be, I would say, just looking at the child being here and the stork, there may be a new opportunity for you that comes up towards the end of the 3-month period. I have a feeling here, the focus won't be on, or there will be nothing new coming into your life till maybe May, because that's the end of the 3-month period, right? March, April, May. So I feel here that prepare yourself. And if you're looking for work, keep at it, but expect that maybe something new won't be starting for you or is more likely to start for you around that last month. It could be at the beginning of that month, but I do think it's going to take till May before this happens.
Right. And I wonder if maybe some of that is just aligned with the other cards there in a vaguer sort of way that this whole idea of need of yours is something that really is going to take longer to figure out how to do that. And I'm referring to that card of maybe needing to borrow money or needing to be able to lend money. So this may seem to take longer, may take more investment time.
So, also, in what I was saying about this new opportunity with the child here, I think that it will offer you, it almost feels like a job to me. That's why I'm going there, but it could be financial. It definitely has growth potential because the child, of course, develops over time. So I feel here that there could be some growth, whether it's financial or whether it's, some job that you can grow into. So that's what we have for you. Good luck with that.
Right. Take care, Lena.
And Christine is up. And there's a question. So we started with something old, something new. And then I brought out a bunch of my other decks. We'll take a look at when we go.
Alrighty. Nice question. I'm going to work with my Olympus Tarot. Hey, Spirit.
Spring or summer? How you want to do that one?
Let's see.
I think you could lay them all out and we'll
Yeah,
see and do it
I
as
think
a
so, right.
result. It might also show us whether it'll be likelier in the spring or summer. Well, I'm very glad you're feeling better, Christine. It's good news. Is he laying in the sun?
He is.
I knew it. There's a nice sun rays that come through that window at this time, and I figured he would be there.
How cool is this? It's the upright Nine of Cups, the Wish card.
Wow.
Our next card is the upright Two of Cups. And then the final one is
Upright too. What happened?
the upright Six of Pentacles.
Wow.
These are all really nice. I could almost say yes without detail. But let's get to the Lenormand. It's the Anchor. Ooh. And the Rider.
Wow.
So it almost feels like it's a whirlwind in a way, like it's probably bound to happen because it just seems to be a desire that could easily be met, perhaps. The Nine of Cups, it's like a wish almost. The Two of Cups, to me, says maybe it establishes a relationship of harmony, respect, trust. The Six of Pentacles says there's a lot to be shared here, or there will be sharing here, that people will really be able to open up to each other or share their resources or time appropriately. I'll just stop there because it was, to me, kind of a whirlwind like
Which
you have.
card is the 9? The first one?
Yeah.
Okay, wow. I just, okay, 9 of Cups. Well, yeah, I mean, that's your wish card, you know. But what's the second one again?
It's the Two of Cups.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to say that, because it is your wish, it is your heart's desire, and it's a perfect fit for you. It's a perfect match for you.
That's really cool.
And I feel that, the people that have to agree to allow you to be an instructor will see that. They'll just see that. And what's the third one?
It's the Six of Pentacles.
Six of Pentacles
Upright.
indicates, again, there's this nice give and take here. It's just like I said, if I look at that, the 2 shows this perfect fit, and the Six of Pentacles shows how just you're going to get out of this what you put into it and what you expect. I think you're going to be very happy with doing this and what you get out of it, whether it's material or other things. And finally, with the Rider and the Anchor, that's indicating that I think I don't know why, but when I'm seeing the Anchor, because it says you're getting something, and the Rider is news, you're getting news that you can really latch onto, that you're gonna, that is probably about this job because you want it. So I do think you will get it. You will move into this, and you will make yourself right at home.
Christine, did you get that invite you mentioned then, the legacy invite, or Is that like an additional thing that may happen? Either way, these cards really look quite positive, and I agree with Banshee on the Lenormand.
Oh, then
You,
yeah, I wonder if that, I'm sorry, if
no,
that
that's
is
okay.
about the legacy in a
Ah,
way.
okay. Thank you for answering.
The
Um,
Lenormand.
but you know, in a way, the idea of the anchor sort of talks about a legacy in a way, sort of that established idea there, holding it there.
Yeah, that's what
So I
I'm
wonder if
thinking.
it is to come, perhaps, or at some point. Um, I think that it's really positive. So I think that we could probably say yes, even if you know there are certain things that maybe are small delays. It wouldn't be very late after that or later in that season.
Well, of course, like you said, if the legacy thing is a step you have to take before they would consider you as
Right.
an instructor, maybe this is really positive for that. But I think one way or
Ah.
another, something good is happening in regards to this potential path for you, this job path for you. So keep your hope up. I think by summer maybe you will know. I don't know if it'll happen in the spring. It's hard for me to say, but getting a 9 of Cups right away like that, that's pretty powerful. So I'm wishing you luck with that.
Good luck. Hi, Rowan.
Hi, Rowan.
Yes, huge luck to you, but it looks to me like you have it already with that Nine of Cups there. That's very cool.
Okay, so I got a little bit of work to do here. I fell off a little bit, but Ari is up, and I have Ari's questions. So
Okay.
all right, and let me put it out there so you can see it. If I get the job at Dunkin', will I be able to handle working at both Dunkin' and Wendy's, or would I end up quitting one of them shortly after starting the second job? All right. I think we can do that with 3 cards, frankly.
Well, we really hope the best for you too, and I'm glad if it uplifts your spirits too, Spirit.
I hope so. It's a positive reading. It's really nice. So,
Yeah, I love when we get those super positive readings like that.
all right, I've got my Floating Worlds deck. The one I kept in here from last
I
time.
guess for Ari, the key is shortly after. Like maybe in your mind, you feel like it's bound to happen, and you think maybe you can hold on a little bit, but we'll see.
I don't know.
Give yourself
Let's just
some
take a look
credit.
We're going to do 3 cards. Not overthink it.
Oh, I'm sorry. So you're welcome, Christine.
Okay. Okay, the star is reversed. Hi, the 9 of Swords is upright.
This is a whimsical little deck. I love it.
I like this deck. I do. And the colorations make me feel it's right for this season, too. I like it.
Yeah, I think so.
And the 8 of Wands is reversed. Everything is reversed here, for goodness sakes.
No, the 9 wasn't.
Well, okay, the 9 isn't, and I
If
kind
it
of
was,
wish
it would have
that
been better.
was. So,
Oh, okay. Well, great. You're going to love the Lenormand.
uh-oh.
Not. There's a dog.
Okay.
But there's a snake.
Oh, my gosh. Airy. Ah.
Who do you betray,
So
though?
if you get the job at Dunkin', will you be able to handle working both at Dunkin' and Wendy's? Let me just say right off the get-go, no. You
Probably
won't be
not.
able to handle it, okay? That part of it. Would I end up quitting one of them shortly after starting the second job? I'm not as sure about that, but I will say that you're not going to be happy there for as long, doing both for as long as you continue to do both. And why? Well, there's a few things here. The star just indicates you're feeling really run down. The star is you're feeling pessimistic because I think you're feeling really run down based on also the other cards that
Well,
I
it's a
see.
gloominess about the future too, maybe
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
destiny.
you're under pressure or something there that's making you feel uncomfortable. And with the Nine of Swords upright, that indicates that it's affecting your sleep even. You're not sleeping as well as you could. You might have some anxieties and stress
You'll lose
building
what
up.
little sleep you have left for.
And why? Because of the Eight of Wands here.
Spent.
You're just gonna be feeling too frazzled, like you've got too many irons in the fire. You can't focus. You're gonna start losing your focus, I think, over time as well. And not to mention that maybe one of these places is going to have somebody rather unsavory there who is going to be, either gossipy, causing trouble, could betray you behind your back, may pretend to be your friend, but they're not. So if you don't have that where you're working now, you may have that at the other location.
Well, I'm not the voice of all knowledge, but I've heard of situations where employers of people who know that they're working in dual fast food places or dual places like that, they may actually be deceptive too because they might resent you taking more hours when it's available over in one place or other kinds of situations where they may play you against your other boss or workplace. It's not hard
It's
to
just your
imagine that.
typical workplace politics.
Yeah, I'd have to say because of the context of the question, that has to be the problem. And it probably is going to be where you think it's least likely to happen, where you feel a sense of loyalty. Don't be fooled if somebody is maybe scheming in some way.
So, my sense about this, Ari, is that I think you would work it both for a time because it just seems to me, with the nature of these kind of stress, anxiety inducing cards that we have here, this is something pressures that just build up. So it doesn't happen overnight.
Okay.
So you might be able to work there for 3 to 6 months before you finally are going a little cuckoo.
Well, I won't, make a guess there. You'll do what you can or you have to.
So good luck with that.
Good luck,
That's what
Gary.
we see here. It's kind of cut and dry too. I was just surprised how some of them just felt so,
Right on.
well, not right on, but connected. When you get
Okay.
that Nine of
That
Swords with the Eight of Wands reversed, anxiety and stuff building up because you're spreading yourself too thin and you can't think straight. So it's kind of interesting. I like it.
alrighty.
All right, I will need a minute again
And we're
for
on Jasmina.
But Jasmina did not leave me a question, so
I'm gonna scan real quick. So
hopefully,
Jasmina, if you're here, we do need your question. It's kind of at that now or never point. And I
be
think
a
sometimes
minute.
Jasmina waits until they're called, so I'll give them a moment. And I will mention once again that your Material Matter show really was doing
Poppin'.
gangbusters this morning. So everybody ought to watch it if you're looking for financial information or keys to success, things about education, finance. Check it out Sundays or whenever you go to it. It's at our YouTube channel. We have a lively tarot tribe. So hey, if nothing else, maybe you want to join us on occasion too. We support each other. We talk about the reading, and we have fun while we're doing it. That's Banshee's Material Matters. Jasmina, I'm going to give you another moment.
Another moment, and we have to move on. If you at least let us know you're here.
Yeah, right. We would give you the time to type it in. But no, it is not meant to be, perhaps.
It may not be. Let me just put my deck away. That'll take a moment. All right.
All right, so I guess we're on Seeley then. And I know,
Yes, we are.
I think
just
Seeley left a
updated the
question.
list
Let's
and
go
I have
back to that.
Hello, I have that question.
Why, thank you. But I can scroll to it. Hello.
And Sealays is right here. There. How does T feel and think about me? All right, well, let's see if we can pick that up. And your deck.
I'm going to use the Karma Tarot. Karma Music Tarot. Okay, let's see if we can give you that clarity.
Oh, wow, one of my cards is separating. I don't like that.
That's a bummer, all right.
Fix it. These are very thin, but I really like this deck too, so I'm kind of disappointed in that.
And the Karma Music Tarot is a tarot I have owned since the late 70s, I believe. 78 or so seems to ring a bell. It's a great deck. I like it. All right, so looking at the question, how does T feel? Our first card is the Knight of Coins. And then it's the reversed Hierophant. It's called the Grandmaster here. And then it's the Magician, which is called the Juggler here. And that one is also upright like the first one.
Oh, you mean reversed?
No, two cards are upright, one is reversed.
Oh, the Magician's there. I was looking at the Grandmaster. That's the
So
Hierophant.
sorry.
I am sorry. I screwed up. All right, let me pull these.
The Key. And the Coffin.
I'm not liking that, but I'm not sure.
Okay, so the Knight of Coins may indicate that, of course, I'm sort of going to the latter part, like what is stopping him from coming towards you. He has a real measured approach. It's not necessarily too slow right now, but there is the potential for that. This could also indicate, too, that maybe he's moving towards something that he doesn't feel is necessarily containing elements of a more emotional friendship or relationship, because I'm assuming that that's what's at stake here or what you're thinking about. He might be thinking about practical things or about his own ability to make his way in the world.
Well, I feel with the Knight of Coins that that he is very slow in a lot of ways to come around, to things. And so it may be that. He's definitely calculating, as Mr. O said. He likes to think things through and realizes that, sometimes taking your time at something brings more success than moving forward too fast. So I think he's kind of got that mindset there. But I'm not so sure how this relates to, if that means that he's thinking about you, but he doesn't want to move forward with anything right now. And when I look at the next card, the Hierophant reversed, I'm thinking he's not thinking marriage or anything serious right now. He might be thinking of alternative ways to, alternative relationships, or not getting too deep at this time.
Well, it's also possible, too, that since we're asking what he thinks about you, that maybe he thinks you're the unconventional person.
Oh,
and either
okay.
that's something that he likes or maybe he thinks he can deal with. I don't see anything that right now indicates like disgust or anything like that. Of course not. But it may be that. It could also be saying, too, that maybe he wishes to have an unconventional relationship with you, like Banshee indicated. And, of course, that could mean any number of things.
Well, now I think about it, too, when it's about what he thinks about you. he feels you're very unique and interesting person. I do feel that from that card as well.
Okay.
The magician upright indicates too that that they may think you are kind of a magic worker here, in that, it just seems like they feel you have everything under control in your life, and that you seem to be able to attract to you things that you desire.
Right. They think of you like maybe you're a juggler. You're able to juggle everything going on in your life, or that you just have control, you have direction, you have a plan. This could be a comparison to themselves too, in a way.
But the problem is, what I see right now, and you've kind of alluded to that, is you have the coffin and the key. And I don't think there's any kind of forward movement towards a relationship here, at least not at this time. It looks like they may have put that idea to bed, um, or maybe they think you're not interested in that. I am not sure.
Right. There's nothing I can honestly say clearly says why he doesn't want to move closer or not. And I don't think we have a handle enough on his thinking. It could be that, there's this unconventional element. The only real clue almost seems to be that Knight of Coins. Like, it's sort of like he has a wait and see kind of attitude.
Yeah.
Or, of course, if this is about what he thinks about you, maybe he thinks you're that person. And so maybe some of this is waiting for you to step up
More
in a way.
signs from you.
Is he really
That's a good
is he
point.
really that kind of like slow achiever or slow momentum? I don't know, but almost everything here kind of gives a clue that he could be.
I like that.
So that's what we have for
That's
you,
what
Celie.
we have for you. Good luck with that. All right, we are on Zach. I am Zach's question.
Hey, Zach.
And oopsie. All right, guidance or revelation for turbulent March, for peace in progress. Well, it's starting off on the wrong foot with a war going on, but we'll see how things go here. I have my
I know. I'm just giving
I
him
know.
a shuffle.
I know you are. I have my Heavenly Glooms deck. I was just trying to think of the name of the deck. I was like, sorry, I looked that way, and as I was thinking. There. We have the Queen of Cups reversed. Turbulent is right. We got Mercury retrograde too. We have Justice reversed. Oh, poo. What the heck? Of course, the next one's up right after the third one. The Star is reversed. All right, so guidance. And what do you got? Those are so pretty.
The Crossroads and the Rider. So the Rider is moving towards the Crossroads. That's you.
So I think during this time period, some of the guidance and things I have to reveal to you are pretty internal kind of things, Zach. Again, I see here justice is reversed, and I get the feeling that, there's something that's not quite in balance yet in your life that you need to work on. Okay, it could be internal, it could be external, it could be, on the outside, it could be both. It could be how you're relating to the outside world, or certain things in your life because of what's going on inside of you. And what's going inside of you may be a little bit of pessimism from that star, and some sorrow or disappointment that you're dealing with from the Queen. So it seems like maybe some of the imbalance or things going on here may involve emotionality, and also you seem so upbeat when you come here. You're always looking for, the positive. And so I wish I had positive to tell you. Other than you can turn this around, I think here these are doable. These are just doable, and things and attitude adjustments may be in order. And with Mercury retrograde, I don't know. For some reason, too, maybe because I'm always expecting the worst during this time, and I usually get it. So maybe during this time, it kind of affects your emotions and mental capacities as well.
Even though I see like what are, some like negative looking cards, here's the guidance, and I think you should like it. I think you're coming or should be coming to terms with an emotional relationship with someone or something, maybe it's even just attitudes in yourself, that will never serve you well, will not bring any kind of fairness or justice to your life, and maybe also give you only a dismal looking future or won't lead you to a better future. And so you have to maybe abandon this tie emotional there and just let this thing go. It's never going to happen for you. It will not bring you to a happiness or a fairness. That's what I think the guidance is. And so,
It's fairly close to mine. You just kind of more attached it, I think, to something or someone. I
but
like
so
that.
I like how the writer in the crossroads says there's new vistas that are open to you or that will open to you,
I like
and
that
you
too.
should focus on those instead, or you should explore those.
Right. I think here the writer is saying that once you pull it together, there are things waiting for you, and you'll be at a crossroads determining which road to take. Maybe you're at that crossroads now, and that's why you're seeking the guidance. And all I can say is look towards what you should be focusing on, or what you would like to focus on. What direction would you like your life to take in turn, as March is moving through here? Mercury retrograde is an ideal time to plan and strategize and to work on these internal issues. Not necessarily to do not necessarily to do something new, but to plan it out and to make the decision that once Mercury goes direct, I think it's going to be around the 20th of the month, but I'm not really sure about that. It might be a little bit longer. Um, that then you can move forward. You can make that choice. You can move forward.
And Zach, I hope you didn't think I was saying like you have to walk away from certain relationships or things. I think this is saying you just have that consideration. Um, hey, you have that consideration that, what you think you may get from them, you may not. And so you won't let that, really give you bad emotional feelings. You're going to stick with the positive. You're going to keep looking for the better road to travel. Even though you may remain friends with those people, you're not going to let them dictate fairness in your life or where you see your future going. I hope that means something.
So that's what we have for you. Good
Hi,
luck with
Nicole.
that.
No, we're not closed yet.
We're not closed yet. I was just about to post you on the list, Nicole.
So I hope that helps, Zach. Alrighty. And Kara's up.
Well, I think that's why we get this darn crossroads car with you. I think if you do not have a clue, um, what you want in life, I mean, I think you just need to sit down and determine, like, okay, am I happy where I live? Am I happy with what I have in life? Am I happy with where I work or am going to school? Am I happy with, and or what do I want here? Do I like where I live? Where would I rather go? It's up to you to start visioning this out now. You have to decide. The cards sometimes can give that direction, but it really is up to you to determine and get some bearing on what you enjoy, what you want out of life, and determine that now.
And I also think that it's always a good idea to keep talking to other people. Don't take anyone's persons or their opinions as, you know, the gospel for you. You may want to consider professionally talking to somebody who is a life coach
Yeah.
or maybe life counselor or job advisor. I don't know where you're at with that, you know, but if you have differing skills or knowledge and you're still not sure what you can do with them, there may be certain kinds of counselors or advisors who could give you that kind of information. So good luck.
Oh, hi, Jamie. You
Hi.
are late, but I can just barely squeeze you in because
We can
somebody
squeeze
left.
you in. All right, so I'm moving on.
And Selema's here. Selema, you barely made it. Because now we're
Yeah.
at 16 and I'm closing the list. So you got to get here earlier if you can.
Right, we're actually over halfway through the show.
Yeah.
All right, so I believe
All
Kara
right,
was
let me
up.
post the list again so everybody can see their name. And then we can move forward. And Kara posted her question.
Mm-hmm.
What's coming her way?
Yep.
And it's your deck.
Yeah, we'll pick for you. That's fine, Jamie's. And I'm going to use the Lebenko Tarot, which is one of my newer tarots.
Did Rowan really get in before Roberto?
I believe that is not correct.
Yeah.
Rowan came in after
Yeah,
Olympia.
That's exactly what I thought. I don't know how that ended up there.
Oh dear.
Because I have it right on my question list. But I didn't have
Right,
it
and then
there.
Nicole would be
So
after
when you're a
Rowan.
little further down, and I apologize for that. Let me repost this list again.
Okay, so here we go, Kara. And Kara asked, I saw it somewhere. What's coming my way? All right, so we're going to do your reading for that. And what is coming your way? Oh, Kara.
Oh no.
Death reversed. Stagnation or inertia.
Odin is not going to be happy about
Something,
this.
but wait, let's
Okay.
dig in a little bit. Something is causing you to feel this way, that you have no power or that you have inertia or that your power works in reverse, that you seem to tear down things rather than build them up. This is a mental attitude. This could be a result of Mercury retrograde kind of thinking. So you have to break that pattern, Kara. And here's one of the things you can do. Make a very small list for yourself. And it's only got 3 things on it. And there are 3 things that you can do, one a day for the next 3 days, and they are not going to be impossible things. So, for example, one of them is straighten out a bookshelf. Just do it. Number 2.
Oh, hold on, I didn't get Jamie.
Number
on.
2, maybe you have a particular difficult laundry item that you've been needing to take care of. Okay, maybe that's a little harder. Take care of it. You know, take it to the cleaners, or if it needs something special. And then number 3, oh, maybe you've been putting off a letter, even an email to someone you really need to about something. Do that. Just 3 things to strengthen your will, to say to yourself, I can do stuff.
I'm posting the list for the 3rd time.
Why
Because
is
I left
that?
Jamie off.
I think I need a new assistant.
Ah,
Kara's ignoring me.
as well she should. As well she should.
All right.
All right, Kara, with death here reversed, I just want to say, he brought up Mercury retrograde, so I will say it. It really isn't a great time to make major life-altering changes anyway, so things may seem a little slow and sluggish and stagnant for you. However, this is a great time instead to do part of what he said there. Make a list of things, strategize, plan things out. Plan your next big makeover or thing that you want to do in life during this time period. Make quality use of the Mercury retrograde time rather than let it frustrate you.
Are we going to let Nancy in? Because we probably were close to closing the list.
Oh, we definitely were, but Nancy, we're going to get you on.
Yeah.
But you got to get here earlier on a Sunday because
You will be at the very end.
We really fill up, and we're going to go into overtime.
Yeah, we're going to go into overtime.
All right.
But it's okay.
But we'll take you.
And I'm going to start putting down the
I'm
closed
putting
list.
it right now. All right, I'm posting the list again just one more time. And this is the final list. Everybody on this list will get a reading. Sorry, Carol, we're getting a little
Okay, we appreciate
distracted.
that, Nancy. Thank you. All right, so why is that important? Why indeed is that important? That realization that, you are understanding how inert you are, how incapable you seem to be right now, because you really have that energy.
I barely saw the page of
Oh, I'm
what?
sorry, it's the
The
King of
King of
Wands.
Wands.
You really have that energy, or you have that ability to, get other people to help you or to go along with your idea. You can inspire confidence. Maybe this is saying, even if it's only in yourself, you can inspire confidence. The King of Wands is literally the most confident person in the deck of cards you may come across.
So why is this important? I think here because um, hmm, if you if you slow down, you plan things out, during this time period too of Mercury retrograde, it gives us time to restore ourselves in a lot of ways. And so it gives you time to muster up any courage or will or determination that you need to make the changes in your life that you want to make. That's it in a nutshell. I can talk quickly.
All right. And where is this ultimately leading to?
We can't fit you in, Namira.
Yeah, sorry, not
We
today.
are overbooked. But you're welcome to stay along in the chat.
It's the reversed Five of Swords. Well,
Oh
I
my
almost feel
goodness.
like Odin is not very happy and you may have to back off.
Well, I think the reverse Five of Swords is saying to me, ultimately, if you go through this process here that we just suggested, you will be saving yourself some grief here.
Okay.
You'll be walking away from frustration and the idea here that you've got to be doing something. No, we don't always have to be doing something if the time isn't right. The time is better for planning and strategizing and doing more internal work right now than it is to go forward. You need to get yourself together to this level, and then, like I said here, you will feel like you are in a better place because you've walked away. You haven't let the frustrations of Mercury retrograde get to you, because we try to do things that just aren't appropriate to do during this time period, it ends up causing us more grief.
Well, in that sense, you can look at death reversed as saying, too, that it's not just those things within yourself that are causing inertia, but it's the toxicity that's around us, too, that contributes to all of us feeling this way. And so at the end, where it ultimately goes to is we have this opportunity to try to remove ourselves from that and hopefully become that instead. Sorry. Just bear with us now, Kara.
So, with the lily and the bear here, I think you have to be true to yourself and your authentic self, absolutely, in order to be in your power. But I also feel here sometimes the thing talks about long term success or long term empowerment. And I feel here that, you might be, if you follow through this kind of system of gearing yourself up for, the spring, which I think Mercury is going to go direct really close or after the spring equinox. So it's like this fresh start. And I feel here this could be a great fresh start for you to remain in, to do something that empowers you going forward. And I think whatever you plan and pull together here has more staying power for you if you do this right.
Think spring.
So good luck with that. Do you have anything to add to
No,
that?
I think that's pretty good. Thank you.
Right. Shirley is up.
Hi, Shirley.
And Shirley's question is,
You're welcome.
hey, you're welcome, Kara. Anytime. What may I ask is coming in this week for me regarding this person who I'm interested in? If things are going to move forward and he has good intentions. All right. I've got my unfolding path tarot. So this sounds like a possible unfolding path. Did I somehow not post the updated list? I could have sworn I did. So weird. There we are. So that's Shirley's question, and that's the list. That's where we're at.
Okay.
Wow, here he is, Shirley. Maybe. It's the Knight of Cups upright.
Oh, dang. He's a looker, too.
Strength, however, is reversed. We'll talk about that.
I like this deck.
And the Four of Cups is upright. Yeah, I really like this deck. It's beautiful. So it'll be around for a little bit, I think.
Clover. Ring.
What?
What?
Well, this is interesting. I want to just look at your question and take it in for a moment. What is coming in this week in regarding this person who you're interested in, and if things are going to move forward, and does he have good intentions? Okay, so what is coming this week is, I think you might communicate with them more, right? I think is that it? This is kind of a long distance communication thing, if I recall, right? So I do think he's here, this week in some way. I think you're going to be communicating more. I think as far as the intentions go, I got to go right to that card too. But there'll be more as this goes on. I think he has good intentions overall now, looking at this. I think we looked at him before, and I'm not sure I got the same read or not. Or maybe it was a little bit more ambiguous, Shirley. But I'm feeling the Knight of Cups is a very dreamy love. He has love on his mind.
If it is the same person and it seems like it's been a few weeks later and maybe you've had more conversations or communications, the Knight of Cups literally represents somebody who seems to be romantically inclined or is moving in some emotional, friendly way towards you or towards something. So clearly I'd say it's towards you. So I think that's really good. Now, the Chariot reversed.
No. Is that the Chariot?
Yeah.
I thought it was Strength.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. It's Strength. I'm sorry. It's
Right.
Strength reversed.
Well, Strength reversed is indicating to me that he might not want to move too quickly. Wait, is it reversed? Yes, it's reversed.
It's reversed.
He might not want to move too quickly. He might do things more, and the thing is, as far as his intentions go, he might keep them a little bit close to his chest, because I kind of feel here with Strength, he's not necessarily very pushy or forthcoming in that regard.
Well, I almost feel like saying that because it's,
Wait a minute. It's reversed. I went the wrong way.
Okay, thank you. I'm almost feeling like because it seems to be like it could be a long distance relationship right now and Strength is reversed, like maybe he's a little bit rough and tumble. Like maybe, when he pokes or presses, some of it's a little coy or a little bit, sly. But underneath him, I do think there is a heart there. But right now, he may playing it a little bit less, casual, a little bit more rough and tumble, as I say.
Well, I have to go a totally different direction because Strength is reversed.
I know,
and it's very
man.
aggressive energy. So he might be actually wanting to push the envelope a little bit here and move things in a specific direction quicker.
That could be an interpretation of rough and tumble.
Oh, I'm not arguing with that, but you
Okay.
did say something about keeping things down more. And I don't see that now. I almost see like he could be laying more cards out on the table, actually. So, but I had no problem with rough and tumble. But the odd thing is the Four of Cups at the end here. He's somebody who can get bored or distracted really easily. And so therein lies the problem. I have a feeling you may not want to move too fast. You want to make sure you're checking this out, right? But of course, there's a danger here if you do that. He might get distracted by something else.
Right, considering that, it seems to be a long distance relationship, that also suggests that maybe there are other options too. And so that could be why he's a little poking at you, in the rough and tumble way that I suggest, because he's just trying to throw stuff at the wall and see what sticks maybe. I don't think he has horrible intentions because I don't feel that. It just sort of feels like he might be a little bit roguish in a way. That could be that strength reversed. But I think he is a thinker of some sort. It is possible that he can take his time coming to conclusions, and that's not necessarily a bad thing.
I just don't know it. I just don't know with that strength there reversed. But
Well, the Lenormand is interesting.
yeah, I can see the one.
It's the ring and the clover.
Yeah, it's the ring and the clover. This is a lucky. This has some luck or fate surrounding this. You're meeting this person online, surely. It's fateful, and it looks more likely positive than not. This person could be very commitment minded, and if this is about their intentions too,
Could be.
they may very well be feeling very commitment minded and feeling they were lucky to have found you.
So it's very interesting because it does feel almost like a fairy tale in a way.
Maybe they feel like you could change their luck for the better.
It could just, the only thing about strength reverse could just say that at some point this may indicate that maybe he might feel a little bit more insistent. Maybe that's what's going to show up soon. I don't know. Either way, I don't feel this is necessarily a bad thing
No.
here.
He definitely has love in his heart, and he seems to be a commitment minded individual, pretty much. But just be careful. He may try to push things quicker than you might like, but take care here, because he is somebody who is looking to commit with somebody, and if he feels you are not interested, he may move on.
Alrighty.
So good luck with that.
Good luck,
Looks
Shirley.
really pretty good overall. I can't say it doesn't.
Well, you know us. We'll want to know every detail.
Every juicy detail. All right, we are on Roberto.
Hey, Roberto.
And let me get that out there.
Let's see. What deck would I like?
And I've got Roberto's question.
Thank you.
What are the various signs and synchronicities trying to tell me?
There you are, too. Hey, Roberto.
All right. So apparently you've been getting signs and synchronicities, and you want to see if we can pick up the message. What are you using?
Okay, I'm going to use the Night Sun Tarot.
All right.
Has a mystic edge to it.
Okay. I'm going to use this fun deck next. Well, actually, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm going to use this odd one next. Okay.
Is that done like yours, or should I just do the three, right? In a way.
Oh, I think you should do mine. I think
I do
with this
too, in a
one.
way.
I do. Let's see.
Okay, so our first card. What are the signs and synchronicities trying to tell you, Roberto? And wow. It's the Four of Cups reversed. And so the signs and synchronicities may be telling you that you need to make a choice. You need to not consider what options there are. There may be one that really does seem you should be more than willing to consider.
Well, it's an interesting card here, the Four of Cups reversed. It indicates that maybe they're trying to wake you up to the fact that there is something out there for you right now, a new opportunity of some sort. That you should be, maybe it's trying to steer you towards something like Mr. O said. I can't rule that out, something specific that it is trying to tell you to pick or choose. And so I think also reversed is trying to tell you to keep your eyes open for something, because sometimes if an opportunity comes into our life, they may never happen again. Sometimes you have second chances, sometimes you don't. So maybe these synchronicities keep coming because they want you to keep all your senses and awarenesses open right now to receiving, messages concerning or receiving or looking at what opportunities for growth may be presenting themselves to you in your life.
So why is this important? And it is the reversed Page of Swords.
Because, well, that's interesting because the Page of Swords is kind of a card of communication here. Maybe why is this important? They are concerned that you're missing the message from them in some way, and I assume maybe that's why you are here, trying to figure out what the heck is going on. I think too that they're worried that you might miss this opportunity. That's possible too. So that's why they're trying to keep you open.
Is it possible, Roberto, that maybe that answer, that opportunity is sort of right there, but you're sort of willfully not exactly engaging with it? And maybe this is a sense of you just sort of subconsciously feeling like you're not exactly aligned to it, even though it's really there. There's maybe a sense of denial that you might have to think about overcoming here if you have a clue about what this opportunity maybe entails, something that you've been a little bit in denial about. Where will this ultimately lead?
Yeah, where are things headed?
And it's the upright Hanged Man. Ooh, this is such a total picture in a way,
Well,
isn't
it's
it?
a picture, but it's not, exactly explaining what it
I
is.
agree.
I think here the Hanged Man is saying you need to step back. It's really funny because that Four of Cups too. You need to step back a bit and really sort this out for yourself. I think the tarot is saying basically you either have this message inside of you or it's coming through these synchronicities you are receiving. But it's definitely looking at things and really trying to, like, the hanged man is hanging there upside down. You need to turn all of these, signs that you are seeing upside down, inside out, upside down, and try to determine their meanings.
Well, remember what I was saying too, and maybe Banshee was saying it in her own way too. Some of this is about things that maybe you already know, and maybe you might be, kind of hiding from yourself. And so, really, this does amount to a kind of come to Papa or eureka moment of some sort, an epiphany, where you just really sit with yourself and let yourself realize this is what it is. Deep inside, Roberto, you probably know what these things are trying to tell you. We don't know exactly, but we get the feeling that they are there trying to come out.
It's a deeper introspection is needed on this. Maybe you're getting all these signs and synchronicities because they want you to think deeply more about some area of your life. I do feel it's still involved with some kind of new opportunity that might present itself.
The Lenormand.
Wow. It's just like, wait a minute. Okay. This goes back to something you said even.
Choices. That's the crossroads, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Choices. Whips and brooms. Did you want me to? Yeah.
Well,
Go ahead.
I think here you have to kind of work your way through these things. Sometimes we get a lot of messages, and some of them don't carry important meaning for us, and others do. And so I think here the broom is here to say, that is the broom, right? The whip, the broom.
Yeah.
The broom is here to say you need to sweep away the things that just don't make sense and focus on the ones that really feel like there's something here. I know there's something here. And those are the ones that you need to focus on in order to figure out what they're trying to tell you. It's kind of like you're still at this crossroads because you don't have any easy answers.
It seems like we're telling you that only you will be able to discern this. We might not be able to give you the actual clues or opportunities, but we do know there's something you can sweep away and focus on. You can find the one relevant item that you should see as that opportunity.
I'm going to say this a little bit differently, Roberto. You know, sometimes the cards are very cut and dry, and sometimes they're like, well, you figure it out, you know? That's the way they act. But the thing is, at this moment, they don't have a specific answer for you. They want you to keep working at it. And so what I would say to you is, you know, after a couple of weeks of this, if you are still seeing things, or if you still have no idea what this is talking about, why don't you just come back and say, this is still troubling me. I want to know if anything has shifted and changed and you can tell me more. I don't always have people come back right away and do that because the cards can give mixed signals. But I think in this case, we may have to explore this one again if you can't come up with a real idea here when you do your own deep introspection, which is what I think these tarot really want you to do, and to pay attention to things that are going on around you. It's like Mr. O said, there could be some epiphany or suddenly something pops up in your life and you realize that's what these were talking about. So keep your senses open.
And maybe we'll see you in a week or so.
Yeah. Good luck with that.
Alrighty.
Okay, Shirley. Well, good luck with that. And good luck to you, Roberto. I thought it was an interesting reading.
You're welcome.
But because it
Yeah, I
all
did.
kept leading to the same thing: more thought, more thinking.
All right, it's Olympia.
Yes. And Olympia wants to know if her partner's coming to Italy with her.
Oh, okay. Here's your other Lenners.
I have the tarot unveiled here. We may have to do a yes/no, a simple one, if we don't get a
Clear
good
answer or non-ambiguous.
Oh, thank you. He's been coming and going. He sat in the sun for a while to get some rays.
Thanks, Shirley.
And then he's come back.
Yeah, you know him. He's back and forth. And then usually he poops out and he ends up sleeping that last bit. Though he's hung with us. He's just diverted occasionally, but he's back for now. Thank you. He is so adorable. He really is. They all are, all of our cats.
And they will be 12 this month.
That's right. We should make a birthday event for them.
Well, we have the Ace of Cups upright, which is pretty darn good. We have the Eight of Pentacles reversed, though. And we have the World upright. So what do you have, Mr. O? What are you going to throw at us?
The Snake. And the coffin. Okay,
Well,
so
that's good.
this is good, right? Because the coffin is influencing that.
All right. Well, the Ace of Cups, I think a lot depends on how much this person. It's really interesting with the Eight of Cups
I know,
reversed
that's what I
here.
thought.
Or I mean, eight. Wait, is that the Eight of Cups?
No, it's the Eight of Pentacles.
Eight of Pentacles. I meant. Really, it does because I'm really feeling something here. It depends how much they value you in their life over the work that they do, the place they are in their life here, what they're doing here, how they enjoy, living and working here. So I guess that will be pretty much a deciding factor in this. It looks positive because to me, it seems like maybe they could consider letting things go and focus on love.
I don't feel as exactly as positive. I get the feeling like maybe they will ultimately, but I feel like they might hem and haw a little bit, or they might say this disrupts their work, or this wasn't, planned well enough for them. But it's the presence maybe of the world with the Ace of Cups that does make me feel like in order to keep peace, they may go with you, but they may just sort of feel like they want to express some amount of discontent or dissatisfaction.
It's really interesting to me because you have on one hand the Ace of Cups on one side and the world at the end, which is like a beginning and an ending.
Good point.
But usually the world is a successful ending. And so that's why
true.
I am leaning more positive,
Yeah.
but I'm not completely convinced. That's why we are going to do the yes no. I think here with the yeah, it could
You're
also
welcome, Zach.
be maybe he feels it's too much trouble, even though he loves you a lot, to go to Italy with you. That could be. He doesn't want to do the work involved and restart his new life over there. I don't know if he was, originally from Italy or has been to Italy to make this judgment, but that's a thought of mine. And the world indicates to me that even though he may do it, I wonder if he will go when you go or if it's going to take him more time before he can move.
That's an interesting
there.
point.
That's a possibility too. And when I look at the coffin and the snake, I think there's an end to any kind of subterfuge or uh, lying or keeping things from you. I think they're going to come clean with what they want to do, and you will find out. You will find out, and it will be the truth. It won't be, some
A
kind of
deception or
betrayal or
mystery.
anything like that.
I agree with this. I don't think, regardless of how it does work out, I'm thinking they're going to go, but they might be grumbly. And of course, I forgot this wasn't just a visit, this was forever.
Yeah.
So I do feel that they're going to be honest about this one way or the other, how it affects them or how they're going.
Yeah.
Good luck.
So, no, we're going to do yes, no.
Oh, that's right. With that deck?
Yep.
All right, let
I'm
me
gonna
get
do
that.
it. I'll let you shuffle it though, and you can cut and I'll pick up.
All right.
This is so silly. All right. Queen of Cups, but a Queen of Cups is reversed, but it indicates a yes. I think they will come with you. Boy, you have to let us know if we got this right for you. It looks more positive than not. Like I said, there might be some glitches along the way, like they may not come directly when you depart, but it sounds like they will eventually join you there.
I would agree.
So good luck with that.
All right, Olympia.
All right. Wow. All right, Rowan wants to know what's coming towards them.
Okie doke. I'm going to use my Crow's Magic Tarot.
Alrighty. We had a lot of fun on our Past Lives, Past Love show.
That was a
Boy,
great
was
show.
It a marathon.
Some people watched every one because they just thought they were having fun watching them.
Yeah.
So one of
It's
our
pretty
friends,
interesting
Lisa.
doing those readings. They're too long. I wish I could cut it down, but and maybe I will find a better way. But I love using the variety of decks we use because each has something to add. And of
All
course,
right.
when we do the next one, way down the road later this year, it'll just be Past Lives.
What's coming towards Rowan? It's the reversed Two of Swords. So this may be a feeling that it's time to act on something. You may have been really thinking or considering a particular course of action or a particular decision you had to make. But now it's come to you that it is maybe a do or die kind of moment, that you do have to make a decision or you do have to go in a certain direction.
Thank you for that feedback, Nancy. We really enjoyed it. We just did. We do.
Cool. Thank you, Nancy.
All right. So yes,
sorry.
I think for when. Oh wow. I think for when. Yes, this is go time. It's really funny because it's Mercury retrograde, but I think maybe you have already made your mind up about something and you're ready to make a move, choice, or decision. Or you know what you need to say to somebody if it's about something that needs to be said. So, this is go time. This is the time to do it despite the retrograde. Hey, sometimes, for example, let me just throw out there this example. Some people say you should never have surgery during the Mercury retrograde. Well, good grief. If you have appendicitis or something, I think you can't wait till Mercury goes direct. So there's just some things we have to do. And so the time is now.
It's go time, but why is it important?
Well,
The
as long
full-
as it's not risky.
The Fool is reversed. Why is it important?
Oh,
It's important because maybe you weren't really getting it before. Maybe you were making the wrong moves. Maybe you were going in the wrong direction or you had the wrong ideas about it. Maybe you weren't listening to an instinct that said, no, you should do this or you should move this way.
good grief. You know why it's important? It's because it's risky not to make this move, choice, or decision at this time. I think here that an opportunity might be missed, or you, like, for example, if you're trying to reconcile with someone, that chance might disappear. And so whatever it is, it's in your best interests to do it now rather than wait till after the retrograde. Because if you wait till after the retrograde, you might not get the results you had hoped for.
Where will this ultimately lead? And it's justice reversed.
Okay, well, where it could ultimately lead is to trying to find more balance in your life, or trying to make sure that everything is equal and fair in your life and just. It just seems to me that might be the goal, is turning this card around. To find, I think where this will lead is you trying to, making this move and not waiting, because you need more balance right now in your life, or you need justice, you need fairness, you need to be treated more equally in some manner.
Right. And, I like that, because especially, the Two of Swords itself can sometimes be seen as a mini version of justice in a way, somebody who is trying to make a decision, reversed or not. And so I do feel like that's right. This is leading towards somebody's need to really try to rebalance things, especially when it comes to fairness and or legal possible legal situations. What you got?
Not bad stuff.
It's
Pretty
the
good.
fish and the stars. Well, I'd say this changes the picture considerably.
Mm, what was that final card again?
The stars.
No.
Oh, this one. It's justice reversed.
Right. I don't know if it changes it considerably. What it is saying is that restoring this balance and going through all of this will bring you more hope and potentially, an abundance of growth or money in your life. So if this is career related, not holding back and making a move that maybe you've been putting off or not, just deciding now's the time to make this move. Because of what I said earlier, and I can't remember Grocket right now, is what you need to do, because it will restore hope and bring you something better. But that's so long as you don't miss the mark and you don't wait till after the retrograde. There's something you need to be doing right now, and now is the time.
Yeah, I think this is true, and that if you are able to restore the balance of the situation and proceed firmly in that direction, you're going to find it really does positively give you more, give you more abundance, or give you more something positive in your life. Sorry. And I think the timing is probably right, that it does need to happen now. Good luck.
You want to know if you will get a job soon? That's your question, Nancy?
Okay. We can do that when we get to it. Thank you.
All right.
Yeah, that's good you gave it to us.
All right. Good luck with that, Rowan. That was kind of an interesting read in its own way. We're on Nicole now, and I don't think I had a question, but I might have missed it. The other one as well. What was the other one? Let me see. So I think I missed that one.
I'll look for it. I mean, here it is. I have a court case coming up. Any news, good or bad?
Ah.
Bad jail. Okay.
Oh boy. I hope that's not you going to jail, or is it your ex? Uh-oh.
Well, if we can see how they're related, I mean, normally we only try to do one question per person.
You know what? Here's what we'll do for you this time, Nancy. You're new, so I'm going to give a little bit of leeway here. I would say this. We're going to do the 3 cards for
The court.
your court case. And then we're going to do the yes-no about the job. A simple yes-no.
Okay, that sounds reasonable.
All right. When your turn comes up.
And we will get to you too also, Salema.
All right, so Nicole, let's see. What was the question? Hey, Nicole, are you here? Did you? Oh, I see it. Will I ever overcome my addiction and sadness? Okay.
Well, those are the kind of questions that are hard for us as tarot readers, because we sort of feel tarot is a snapshot in time. We don't like to say something will always, always be this way. As long as we want to change, we can keep working at trying to change. Of course, there are always obstacles or reasons why things don't work out exactly the way we want, but we want to try to be hopeful and give you the best possible answer within that parameter. So I'm going to use the Tarot of the Ages for your question, Nicole.
Trying to think of what deck I want to use next.
Oh, is that just regular 3 cards for that one?
Uh,
Will she ever overcome?
yes.
Alrighty, here we go. Okay, so the first one is the reversed 6 of Cups. The second one is the upright Magician. And then there's the reversed 8 of Swords. So on the top face of it, some of this is actually not bad. This is pretty good.
It's almost going to go bam, bam, bam if you want.
Yeah, this is a bam, bam, bam in a way.
And I think it's overall pretty good news, Nicole. It's not easy.
The Mountain, right.
It's not going to be easy, Nicole.
And the House.
You know that already, right? You know that. All right. So the 6 of Cups reverse tells me that there are things from your past that are feeding this addiction. Negative experiences, or, your past behavior even, that is causing you to keep falling back into this pattern. It could be, abuse from the past. It could be a number of things, which is why you fall back into the pattern of addiction. So breaking your ties from clinging to these past things, whether you still have like people you used to party with and do, stuff with in the past, it could be part of the problem, or other things, you have to let them go. You have to release their hold on you. This is, I think, part of the main issue here. And it's not always with addiction, but with a lot of people, it is. With the Magician here, it's saying here, you know what? You have to just you just keep working at it. Keep working at it. Keep learning as you go. Realize that the missteps you make are teaching you something at the same time you're making them. What are you supposed to learn from this? What is the weakness, for example, that made you fall back, into these old patterns of behavior? And start studying. Start studying yourself and why this happens more. Because I think here, the Magician being upright is saying, you really do have everything you need in order to conquer this. You can do this. But also, you've got to make sure you have everything you need in order to do so. In other words, if you're seeing therapy, stick with it. If you're in a group therapy, stick with it. If you feel you need something more than what you have, look for it. And finally, with that last card, the 8 of Wands.
Swords.
Why do I keep doing that with the 8? I know what it is,
Reversed.
but I keep doing it. With the 8 of Swords reversed, you are going to find your power again. You're going to find yourself through this process. And I believe that means there's a good chance you can get this under control.
Sometimes the 8 of Swords reversed means releasing yourself from a facade or an illusion you were keeping about yourself, or it was a persona you were enacting. So in the sense of, addictive or codependent problems, you were playing a role that maybe allowed you to deflect some of that. But looking at the first card, the 6 of Cups, to me does sort of have this indication that some of this is from past relationships or your unresolved feelings about certain ones. Maybe there were...
Or your childhood past.
Yeah, the childhood or whatever. And a lot of that happens there. I myself consider that my mother was the adult child of an alcoholic, and that some of that spilled over to me too. My father was alcoholic. I can't deny that. So I get a lot of this too. We have to focus on where our will and our other creative potentials really can help us. And, sometimes you have to keep quitting until you quit, and so that's certainly the same with cigarette smokers, which I knew many of, in the last 20, 30, 40 years. They weren't always successful until they finally were. And I don't mean, like something bad happened. No, most of these guys ended up saying, I can quit. One of them was my son. One of them was my brother. One was a friend. Different people like that.
I thought when Sonny's not here, I could put this guy here, but you know what?
Aw.
The thing is, our tarot for today mascot that Fiber Magic made has a little wobbly head, so it likes to fall backward or forward.
So do I.
Well, Nicole, the other part of this reading, the Lenormand, it's very clear. You have mountains to climb to get into your comfort zone, to feel good again about yourself. But, challenge accepted. You seem like a very strong, resilient person who keeps working at it. And so you will climb those mountains. You will find your comfort space again. But recognize it is not going to be easy. And as far as, will you conquer these things forever? I can't say that because, addictions are like that a lot of times. They can resurface. It's up to you to build to build the kind of life where you can keep it at bay. And the best thing to do is to let go of the past and keep learning from your missteps. In other words, don't get so sad and sorrowful about the fact that you have misstepped. Immediately recognize it and try to figure out what triggered it and work on that. Work on that. It's like shadow work, right?
Well, like we said at the beginning, Nicole, it's a snapshot in time. We can't say anything is always true forever and ever. But I feel these cards do indicate there's a lot of strong points that will help you achieve what you're looking for.
That magician.
The magician in particular, but the idea of freeing yourself from any illusions you've made about yourself, that Eight of Swords reversed, the illusion that, it's not a problem or that you can deal with it. You're freeing yourself from that, and you realize that it may change you forever and you will always have to be that way. That I know people like that. I in my own way am that way for certain things. So with the Lenormand, the house and the mountains saying to me that you may always find that keeping a happy home does present a certain amount of struggle or awareness about what those triggers or those situations are for you. It's going to be a never-ending job, but with support. And I think I like what Nancy mentioned, journaling, is a good way of doing self-therapy, writing about your experiences and what they made you feel about it, maybe coming back a week later, whatever later, and talking about it again and saying what you may have learned about that. This is a process, Nicole, and nothing turns it on or off, sadly. We wish it would. But like Jamie's Cowboys said, you're always free to show up when we're here. We're all trying to be supportive of each other as best as we can. And I do care about you, Nicole, so I hope we see you again, of course.
So good luck with that, Nicole. Oopsie. And good to see you here.
Yes, don't stay away.
Jamie's Cowboys is up.
Hi, Jamie's. Thank you for what you say, too, for your support. And I think you said just whatever comes out.
Whatever comes out, Jamie? I think that's what you said. I didn't write that one down, though, so...
I'll take a peek for it while you're shuffling.
I am going to use my Broadway tarot. Every card reflects a Broadway play. Some may be
cool.
repeated in here. Welcome, Nicole.
You are welcome, Nicole.
All right, we are into overtime, I see. All right, let's do this.
Yeah, it just says you want us to pick for you, so that's fine. Alrighty.
Well, you said yes there. Okay.
You're welcome, Nicole.
Uh-oh. Well, we've got the Addams family, but it's the Ten of Cups reversed. The Nine of Pentacles is reversed. That's My Fair Lady.
And our bad slats are letting all the sunlight come in.
And Chicago is the moon upright. All right. Yeah, I see that. Sorry for the sun. Messing with our cards here. But you can see how brilliant and bright the sunshine is here right now.
I'm going to
Beautiful day.
stand in front of the sunlight to
You
give
just
us some
stand.
context.
Okay.
So the rider has appeared again in Lenormand, and the clover. So those are nice.
What I could see of them. There it is. Okay, got it. All right, wow. Well, that's a good thing those are there because these were kind of downbeat, but not completely. Really, not completely. You just may not feel satisfied where you are right now with certain things in your life, Jamie. That Ten of Cups reversed indicates feeling like something isn't finished or completed. You're not getting the joy of completion out of something that's still hanging and that you hoped would be, would be successfully concluded by now. But that's that Ten of Cups here. I feel that kind of strongly. And with the Nine of Pentacles reversed, that's why this card is reversed. It's just saying conditions in your life aren't bad right now, but something seems to be missing. And it could be what I just spoke of.
Right. I can't say more to that. It's pretty clear to me. The Ten of Cups
You're welcome,
feels
Mary.
like a bit of unhappiness right now, or the feeling like you didn't get exactly where you wanted. You got almost there, but that one crucial difference is what maybe colors the mood. Is it, in fact, the Nine of Pentacles, the idea that something is off for you, something feels incomplete or didn't happen the way you would have liked, and you wouldn't tell anyone that this is so important, but inside of you it does feel important.
Well, what's interesting to me too is the moon following that, because the moon is really talking about the uncertainty. You feel like you're in an uncertain place right now, that you're still waiting for to hear something or something to happen. And I saw you mentioned the settlement check there, and so I am wondering about that. Oh, thank you, Ari. That was that Oriental one I think we used. Yeah, the floating world one. I like that one a lot. He likes it a lot. And so I feel here there's still something to be uncovered or revealed. And so, and maybe your gut, you have a gut feeling about this too, that might be causing you some concern or uncertainty or worry. Your gut is probably right about this, but I don't want you to worry too much because the clover is here and the rider, is that the rider? The rider is here. And it indicates to me that some news will be coming to you that will prove to be very lucky or fortunate. Or what this is just saying to me is finally you'll find out what you need to know, or you'll figure out how to get what's lacking. That will be coming to you, and it seems like it'll be either a spontaneous sudden thing that just happens, or it means that when the timing is right, it will arrive. When the time is right, it will arrive.
You're welcome, Ari. And thank you about the deck. With the moon there, I didn't mention that, but I get the idea that the moon suggests that maybe this is something that is really hard for you to figure out in a way, or that you might even feel like, there's a reason why you can't figure it out. I sort of alluded to the idea that you have to understand what it is that maybe drives that sense of incompleteness. But I think it will pass, because I think the clover is the luck, and it's affecting the rider to just basically move you beyond this.
The clover affects almost everything in the reading because it lightens up and
Okay.
it brings good luck to these cards. So even though things feel unsettled right now or unresolved, or you haven't achieved a conclusion you want and you feel like something's lacking, it's coming. Just the knowledge that you know it's coming is going to make things better. So it may not be exactly what you wanted to, like you said, and that's interesting with that 10 there. I could see that in a
Yeah.
way.
Hmm.
But, this uncertain period will pass. Remember, Jamie, Mercury is retrograde right now. So I can't expect that this is going to happen very fast for you, but it will happen. So good luck with that.
You're welcome, Rowan. I hope that helped you too. You're welcome.
All right, all right, all right, all right. We have Salima. And did they leave a question? Because I don't.
Yes, they did.
Okay, it's one I
I'll
didn't
find it
get.
if you don't.
Blood money. Ah. Hi, Salima. You never know with time, and you never know who might join the staff after you. So, yeah, Ari, I'll just say that. It was an interesting read because all those cards just seem to fit together, so that's why we went the way we did with it. May I have a reading on job opportunities in the month of March? Okay, all right.
All right.
Oh, Salima, you know what? Somehow your question ended up in the wrong place. I had it all along. But let's take a look at that in the month of March. I'm pretty sure that was a question of yours. It was under Nancy's question, and I don't know how I did that. All right. I'm having a little bit of goofoos here today. Mr. O's going to fire me.
Why would I do that?
I think I've been keeping a pretty tight ship here, though.
There is an opening in the coffee girl department.
Only one pot a day from this coffee girl.
And then I'll just make my other
Can
one.
you handle it?
Handle? Is that a pun?
He's like a three-pot person if I left him to his own devices.
No, I'm not.
Yes, he is.
But we used to hang around with some folks like that, and she just thinks I'm going to go that way or something.
Oh, he's gone.
Rick and
gone.
Dan and Gail and Elaine. Those guys would drink coffee.
You think so, Nancy? Well, this is going to be the year of our 50th anniversary of our first date.
Right. We met in June of '76 at the place we worked at. And then somehow by October, we were ready to have a date. 1976, 50 years ago. Alrighty.
Well, hopefully you'll hang in there for a while and just squirrel some of that money away. But I have a feeling it's going to be a little bit too much one way or another for you, Ari.
Well, with all the live and recorded camera work, you see us for maybe 10 hours a week, and we managed to stay cute for that amount of time. And then when we're not on camera, no. All right, I need that question again. Oh, the job opportunities.
Yeah, in March.
Yes. Okay, so here we go. I have shuffled them.
Let's see what we get.
Okay, so we have the Nine of Pentacles reversed. The High Priestess is upright. And the Four of Pentacles is reversed. That was a deep sigh, my dear.
Yeah.
The stars. And the Sith.
All right. I wonder,
You're welcome,
I could
Mary.
go either way on some of this. With the Nine of Pentacles reversed, I almost feel like there could be some opportunities for you, but when you in March, or at least one. But when you look it over, is it really what you wanted? Maybe you might have to take it because you need a job. You know, it's one of those things, you need a job, so I'll take it. But I have a feeling it's going to be lacking something. Whether you're not going to get the salary you had hoped for, or it's not something that makes you feel fulfilled or happy about doing the work. And when I look at the
High Priestess.
High Priestess, I feel deep down you realize this. You know, you realize that either you have to sell yourself short a little bit because you need something for the present, or it's not right for you. Maybe you'll just decide you have to pass it by. I'll stop with those two.
Okay. The Nine of Pentacles is reversed, and this is saying that you feel the opportunities, or you will see that the opportunities coming to you provide you less than what you were hoping for. And so that doesn't make you feel comfortable. So you're actually looking at the possibility that you might have to work either cheaper or in a job profession that you're qualified for, but it's not
Fulfilling.
the best use of your skills to get the most money.
That's a good one, yeah. So what about the High Priestess? Do you want to go there yet, or?
With the High Priestess, it does feel like, in terms of an opportunity.
Well, I felt that was just the intuitive process of realizing.
I know, but I'm
this is-
trying to
go
stick
ahead.
with the question, and it could be
part of the
saying that,
question.
right, you know,
Not that
you're going to
there's
have to
no
intuit this in some way. What?
Not that there's no hope, Salema, but it's not meeting, it's not really what you were hoping for. Let's put it that way. So, in other words, if you wanted job opportunities, there may be one, but it may not be that great.
Well, I'm having a hard time with the High Priestess, Banshee, because I can't quite map it to the situation here. It sort of feels more like it's understanding something that I can't really see happening yet.
Well, I'm not sure I can answer that for you, but
I
I
know.
can say this, that to me, it's okay to not take things too literally sometimes with the question.
Okay.
So this relates to the question, but it's more an internal process that's going on, because High Priestess about, inner wisdom and gut. You have to use your gut and your inner wisdom here to determine if the opportunity or opportunities that are coming in March to you are really right for you, and that you should settle for them.
Okay, I like that.
And then when you go to
Four of Pentacles reversed.
that's the one that's throwing me a little bit. It's almost as if maybe they're saying that if you really need a job, you may have to throw aside some of the things that you were really looking forward to getting out of this job. You may have to let some things of value go just to have a job. So, in other words, if you wanted a job with a certain type of hours, a schedule, but you can only work, let's say you have to work weekends and you didn't want to work weekends, you may have to settle for that if you want this job. So you have to let go of some things in order to take this job.
Now, you seem very intelligent by what you've told us here just now. And so obviously I feel concerned about what's going on. There are so many people right now who are just not being able to be matched up with work appropriate to what they can do.
Yeah.
That Four of Pentacles talks about a change in the monetary situation, but I think it portends the idea that you might have to find ways to spend money to make money. And so I'm wondering if this is talking about an agency or a business that tries to match your skills with openings somehow. So I'm feeling that energy there, because it's a four, so it's about foundational things. It's about building things. Even though it's reversed, it still carries some of that energy that's trying to create something. And maybe I'm saying it's trying to create these opportunities for you, but you might have to give more of yourself, monetarily or otherwise, to be able to match them.
Yeah, I feel you about the knowledge and experience thing, Salima. I mean, I have a master's degree too, and you know, we in library land never feel like we get what we deserve, salary wise. But the bottom line is too, um, you know, sometimes even in my field, and especially in my field, sometimes people, it takes a while, even with that master's degree, to get, to get the kind of job that they deserve. They may have to work levels down before they actually work as a librarian. So I get that. And I worked for many years in the field before I got my master's degree. So I had an edge over a number of other people trying to get work. But I'm looking at this Lenormand here, and I want to say to you that don't let this cut into your optimism or don't give up hope. I think here, even if you had to settle for something a little less than you wanted to, um, maybe you have to do it, but or you just wait a little longer. This might be saying to me with the stars here too that it may not happen in March. It's possible here that whatever opportunities that come your way, you may just feel, no, I'm going to wait for something better. I'm going to hold out. So whatever the case may be, whether you accept something less or you wait, um, don't let it lose. Don't lose hope. I think there's something out there for you, but I'm just getting this feeling that the better opportunity might come after March. And part of it's because of Mercury being retrograde too.
Right. I mean, we all know that right now there's a lot of turmoil in the global national equation. So it almost feels like March is just going to be too raw in a lot of ways for people to be focusing on these other things. It could be better later, and we certainly want you to come back and ask again if you feel inclined to do so. When I look at these two Lenormands, Selema, the scythe and the stars, this could be saying practically that you might have to consider what you thought was your orientation or direction in life is no longer going to apply, and you might have to change that. You might have
Oh.
to make a change there. That's a
Well, I
possibility.
hadn't thought of that, but that's a possibility.
And so, what I think that really means, because of the presence of what I said about the Four of Pentacles,
Hmm.
is you might need to find some way, either a person or an agency or something that can help you look at where your skills or abilities can
Can
translate
transfer.
to some other business that maybe has more openings or has something that is applicable for you to try to get into. Just another thought I had about that.
So
And
hang in there. It sounds like it might take a little bit yet, but something might be out there for you after this retrograde. As I'm not picking up anything, at least it looks totally worthwhile. I would say if you need a job, though, there may be something out there. It's just that I don't think it's something you'll want to work at for long. Okay? So I wish you luck with that. I
good
do.
luck.
Good luck with that. We could be wrong, and between the two of us going a little bit in different, giving you different ideas here, hope you have something to work with here.
And we don't mind being wrong, and we don't mind,
Oh,
better things
yeah,
working out at
especially
all.
if it's better. Yeah.
So you're welcome.
Finally, Nancy, at 4:27, we finally got to you. Yay! Let's see what
Hi,
we
Nancy.
can do for you. Thanks for hanging with us. All right,
So, if I recall right, we're doing one thing about
I've
your
got it here.
court, and then we're doing a quick yes or no about the other situation.
Oh, that was Nancy's question, but it was very similar to Selima's. So at any rate, hold on.
Is that what you did with the cut
Yeah,
and
I
paste?
had it underneath and I thought it was Selima's I put in the wrong place. Man, I am so scattered today. It's got to be Mercury. So will you get a job? Was this in March or just will you get a job?
But there was the court case question too, which
I
was the
have
first
that.
one.
It's right here,
Okay.
but I'm asking about the second part.
I'll look again for you.
Do 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 do.
Will I get a job soon?
Okay, will you get a job soon?
You're welcome again.
Sorry about that. There. So it's all there. We're going to first tackle
The court case.
the court case with 3 cards. And then the other one will just be a quick yes, no. And we'll see what that says. Sometimes that gives us some information, even in a single card to go on. So we'll do that for you. All right.
Of course, we could do the
This
old
is-
one
oh,
with
it's my
another
deck.
deck.
It's
Me
my
doing that.
deck. Let's go back to my
The Moon Garden.
Tarot of the Moon Garden.
I like this deck.
I
It was
know.
really a great deck from over 20 years ago.
I know.
Isn't it like 30
And
or
you know,
more?
the cards are rather worn. I used to use it a lot back in the day, but they still shuffle really well. There's no bent cards. There's nothing falling apart. So they were built really well back then, unlike decks of today. I forget what year it came out. I have the booklet here. I'll look
I'm
that up
thinking
in a bit.
it's more in the 90s.
Could be. Could be.
Earlier
I
even.
know I've had it for quite some time. It's a nice pre-spring deck, kind of magical looking. These nice creatures, a little bit of darkness still, because it's not true spring. Okay, we've got the 5 of Cups reversed, and I like this. We'll talk about that. The Page of Swords is up right here. I like that. And, meh, either way, the 4 of Cups is here again. It's been coming up a lot. Reversed. this time.
Reversed.
And I want to see what you have.
Garden. Stork. I think I like that.
Interesting. So, Nancy, I'm looking at here, the 5 of Cups reversed indicates that you can stop fretting maybe a little bit and start now looking more towards the future. Now, when I say that, that certainly doesn't sound like jail. It sounds like, you know, there's a future here. There's hope. There's a renewed sense of hope.
There is indeed a renewed sense of hope. I don't understand, you know, the nature of your court case
We
or
don't
proceedings.
need to know yet. We don't need to know that. But I will say this. Go ahead. Did
Thank
you have anything else with that?
I did, but
Sorry.
interferes. Just go on.
I want to stick on that card for a minute because the bottom line to me is that things look more hopeful, more optimistic, and you're looking forward to new opportunities. And maybe when I look at that card, and I don't know if you were thinking that way, it could indicate that instead of jail, maybe there's an alternative to jail that they're considering.
Okay, I like that because it's something I see later on, so maybe I'll get to that. I think you're right. The 5 of Cups does seem very much hopeful. And what I was trying to say before, but my brain fog was interfering, is that maybe there's a way, other information that you're not aware of right at the moment really is helpful in this case. Something comes out and maybe it's, you know, related to your case or related to you as a person, but I think it has a good news for you. The Page of Swords is also good news. It sort of says that things work out diplomatically, tactfully, that there's some
Can
sort of
agreement be reached, maybe?
grace here.
I like that, Mr. O. Can an agreement be reached, maybe between anybody and all involved? If there's more people involved, it could indicate that, like he said, diplomacy or negotiation. So that almost sounds like a settlement of some sort, or like I said, maybe somebody's considering alternatives to jail time in a way. And I sort of see that in the Lenormand as well, but we're not going to go there right now, I feel. And yes, Mr. O hit it on the head here. This is positive dialogue and communication, maybe some positive news coming.
Okay, so 4 of Cups.
Well, 4 of Cups reversed could indicate to me that there is an opportunity here. it may not all work out to your advantage. I mean, if you have some fault in this manner, let's face it, I think even with the Page of Swords here, it's saying that some justice has to be done. But how it is done could be a benefit on both ends. You know what I mean? In other words, it won't be as punitive as it is just making amends in some other way. Community service and community work comes to mind, but not necessarily with that card, with the Lenormand.
Right. I like that idea too. This is looking at other possible ideas here, and I think it feels like, there's a sense of balance. I don't feel there's punitiveness involved in this decision or like that. I'm not getting great off of that, but more so with the stork in the garden, I get the feeling like this does suggest a more positive change, some sort of sense of a restitution that is not necessarily financial based, like that you have a fine or you have to do something monetarily, but maybe it is community service, maybe it is some other, appropriation.
It could be that. I mean, for example, they do a lot of things here where you can either you can sometimes go, agree to go for certain types of counseling or therapy in lieu of a court. Like for example, I'm thinking of drunk driving, etc., stuff like that. Or it could be that if it's depending on the offense, you do some type of community service work, whether it's cleaning up roadways or parks, etc., or doing something else. Because I sense that here. The garden is kind of out there in the community,
Yeah.
and the stork is something new. So they may provide you with some type of option here. I can't, I mean, I'm really feeling good about there not being jail time. I'm keeping my fingers crossed for you in this circumstance, if that's what you're hoping, and that it will be some other kind of way that you can work this out.
Do you want me to do the quick
Yeah,
yes or
we
no?
could do that with a different deck. So we're
Okay.
going to do the yes no on will you get a job soon.
And we'll both shuffle.
So CNA, is that computer network administrator? That's what it sounds like, but I'm not sure. We library people, we're good with acronyms, but we use them all the time, for different things.
Shuffle.
Our ILS, which is the Integrated Library System.
You're welcome. I hope certified nursing assistant.
Okay.
That's right. We should
Okay.
know that.
Yeah, I should
We
have
worked
known
with
that
nurses.
Too. Uh-oh.
We worked in medical. Aw.
There
So,
you go.
Nancy, both of us each worked about 16 years
In medical libraries.
hospital libraries in
Yeah.
Detroit area. A lot of our hospital work was with residencies and medical students.
I used to work in an academic medical library for a school of medicine. So I have that too.
I love nurses. Nurses are some of my best friends, or have been.
All right, Mr. O, I'm cutting them for you to pull the card.
All right. Sword.
Oh, well, it's
Not
not gonna,
soon.
It's
You
not
said
gonna
soon.
be soon, but what sword is it?
It's the Two of Swords.
Okay. Yeah,
So-
that seems to say that it's not going to happen right now. The Two of Swords is kind of a stationary period. So my guess is, again, like I've been telling everybody here, with Mercury retrograde, opportunities for change or moves, mobility are more limited during this time. So I suspect that maybe after the retrograde, things might start looking up. So
Right. I mean, soon is fungible by, your standard of what is soon or our standard. To me, soon is like 2 or 3 weeks. But for you, soon could be a lot sooner or it could be maybe longer. So,
with that like this, it's saying use this pause wisely and think about where, you're hoping, and work on either your resume or the things you need to present to prospective employers, and think about the places you see yourself being at, and apply, and getting your applications together. But I have a feeling it might take longer to actually get employed. So this is the time to plan and prepare during the retrogrades rather than, do. But I always tell people, keep doing it anyway. Just do it anyway. Because what have you got to lose, number one? Just don't get your hopes up too high while the planets are retrograde.
The Two of Swords really is a good time to consider, where your strategies can go. And also, too, the look in the card is somebody who says, I have to hang on. I have to bear these situations right now. So I may have limited resources or abilities, but this is what I have. And so you have to learn how to shoulder what you have until situations can change. And it may not be easy, but hopefully it gets better.
So good luck on all of this. Fingers crossed for you with the court
Absolutely.
case. Hope
Yes.
everything turns out okay. All right, that's our show.
Yeah.
Holy moly.
Holy
well, we
moly.
didn't go an hour into overtime.
I know. Thank goodness, eh?
I want to thank everybody. It was a fun show. I thought the cards were, for the most part, very responsive. I know one reading in particular we kind of told somebody to come back on, but we do our best with what the cards give us. And I want to thank everybody for such interesting questions. And we hope to see you all again real soon. So take care, everybody.
You're welcome.
And goodbye for now.
Bye for now.
You're welcome, Nate.